beautiful sunny day. Great day for hiking.
All right, let's do it.
And even a bad day of hiking is still better than a good day at the office. That's what they say. That's fantastic out here. How could it not be?
This is lovely.
Okay, so we're here at the Mosquito Creek trailhead. It is July 22nd, 2017. We're about to start a 7-day loop hike to Mosquito Creek, then up to Molar Pass, and down to Fish Lakes, over to Devon Lakes, Isabella Lake, maybe Alice Lake, and Helen Lake, and then out at the Helen Lake trailhead. This is all in Banff National Park, and it's going to take us 7 days. If you were just through hiking it, it would probably take maybe 4 or 5, but we're throwing in a couple of 2 or 3 scrambles along the way to spice things up and get up the top of some peaks and make things a little bit more interesting. Our packs are pretty heavy. They're about 50 pounds, just over 50 to 55, somewhere in that range. Just a lot of extra crap on there. Both of us have ultra lightweight packs. So we're starting off here at the trail beside this beautiful little creek.
Mosquito Creek.
We'll be walking along it for most of the trip, or most of the first couple hours anyways. And we'll take off and see what happens here.
Should be fun. Looking forward to it.
Here we go. We're off. So we just got here. It's 1 o'clock at Mosquito Creek campground.
And there's mosquitoes here.
There are some mosquitoes. We're right near the creek. It's kind of an open spot.
You see 4 picnic tables?
Yeah, I think there's 5 spots here. It's fairly level. We're gonna go check it out. This is my package of Lipton Sidekicks. It's whole wheat fusilli with tomato basil sauce. The expiry date, I think it said 2008 or 2006. I can't tell you when I actually purchased it though. So it's probably about 10 years old. Finally putting it to good use. I've probably taken it on many trips and just never eaten it because it was never too appealing. It's still not that appealing, but I had to get rid of it.
Those are standard fare pepperoni sticks. I have brought some Rice Krispie squares for this trip.
This is what it looks like.
Mmm, nice.
Yummy. It's not thickening up very well. So we're just doing a checkout hike for a scramble we're looking to do tomorrow. We're looking to do Mosquito Peak, and we're just trying to find the way up. It's just kind of a bit of bushwhacking and off-trail kind of stuff, and we're just trying to make sure that when we leave tomorrow morning we've got the right path and actually know where we are, which we don't at the moment. So we're just trying to climb today until we maybe get above tree line and just can confirm where we are. Lots of bugs right now. We're probably about 800 meters from our campsite, and we're just gonna keep heading up. We're still going up on our kind of exploratory hike, and we're still trying to head to the top, or what looks like the top. So we're just gonna keep going, and hopefully we'll get somewhere where we can see where we are and what's going on. So onwards and upwards. Graham's attempting to build a cairn to mark our spot. So tomorrow when we come up, hopefully it will be that much easier to find.
We've hiked for 40 minutes to try for a 4-hour hike tomorrow, and we still got to hike a half hour, so we're going to have hiked an hour and a quarter for a 4-hour hike tomorrow.
Mosquitoes are pretty bad around here.
Yes.
Scenery is pretty nice though. No sign of wildlife at all except for that marmot or whatever it is in the bowl below us. It's chirping away. All in all, not bad. I'm ready for supper. Damn mosquitoes. So this is the end of day number 1. We're at got to Mosquito Creek campground. It's a little bit rainy outside, just spitting, so it's kind of forced us into the tent a little bit early.
It's about 20 to 10.
There's a campfire ban on as well, so no campfires allowed, not much fun. A lot of bugs out, so we just decided to call it a night. Tomorrow morning we're going to try and get up nice and early and go summit Mosquito Peak. And after that we're going to come back, have our lunch, pack up, and then we're going to head up to Molar Pass and on down to Fish Lakes, where we're going to set up camp. So that's it for day number 1. See you tomorrow. Okay, this is day 2. We're still at Mosquito Creek. We woke up this morning, everything's a little bit wet out today. It was raining on and off lightly the whole night. Didn't get too cold, temperature never really got down below around 12 degrees Celsius. So we're going to try and get off to a quick start here, just get something to eat, pack up some of our stuff quickly, and then do a scramble up Mosquito Peak. So right now we're just going to go get our food down and out of the bear hanger and start making a quick breakfast. Okay, so we're just here at the bear pole. There's actually 5 actual wires hanging down from the top wire. They each have their own pulley, so you can lift your food up to the top and then anchor your wire off to the tree to a bolt that's in there, and that way it's up high, the bear can't get it. But unfortunately here only 2 of them are working and they're in use. So Graham and I had to improvise and come up with our own little system using one of the dead ones that's not working anymore, and some climbing rope or cordage that Graham had brought. So we're just gonna try and get this down now.
Here we are. We've just left Mosquito Creek campground. We're like 60 meters away. You can't tell anything in here because there's no trail. We're gonna trying to hike up to Mosquito Peak. We went up yesterday, tried to get above tree line to see where we were going, and then came back to camp just as a scouting trip because we had time, and now we're gonna try and go up to where we were and keep on going to the peak of Mosquito. Like I say, there's no trail, but you just kind of follow the ridge up and follow the ridge back down, and we did it yesterday, so I'm sure we can do it again today, Simone. It's no worry that we're off trail. Yeah, this is going to be good. Looking forward to it.
We just made it up onto our first ridge out of the forest, and we have some good views of where we're going now, finally, and some of the valleys around us. It's been pretty hot, just because I'm wearing pants. I'm not used to wearing pants when I hike. But it rained last night, and we wanted to try and stay dry because pushing through all the brush. And so we're ultimately headed right up there. That is Mosquito Peak, and that's where we're headed to. So we still have a ways to go yet. It took us about 45 minutes or so, 40 minutes, whatever, to get up to this point. So we still have another hour or two yet. So on our way. So we've just come down off the ridge, and we're now back in the trees and having to do a little bit of route finding and navigating. It's pretty easy though. It's just kind of go downhill, and I don't think we'll get lost at all. And the forest is quite an open forest. Oh wait, I've lost Graham already. I take back what I said about not getting lost. I don't know where he is. Graham?
I don't think that's the way, is it?
Here we go. We're off course already. We'll see what happens. On our way down the hill, and so far we've been able to stay on the trail that we took on the way up. We're doing a better job than we did last night on the way down when we did our little exploratory hike. So that's all good. Goddamn mosquitoes and bugs and everything else. This is the trail that we're attempting to follow here. It's very faint, and in some places non-existent. Like here. I think this is probably it. It's quite a lot of a guessing game. You tend to look for openings between the trees where people would just, or animals, would just naturally go, but sometimes you just don't see any openings or people, just animals. So it's Saturday at 4:30. We've finished our scramble. We're back down to camp, and we've done a pretty hasty pack up. We've gotten everything back together, and we're planning on hiking out and making it to Fish Lakes Camp this evening. So it starts to get dark at about 10 o'clock or so. 4:30 now. That's 6.5 hours, but we're planning on stopping and having lunch along the way because we haven't eaten since breakfast. So lunch, supper. So that's probably gonna, let's say, an hour for that. So all of a sudden we're down a little bit. We got 10K to go. I don't know, something like 700 meters elevation gain, which doesn't sound like much, but with a 50-pound pack, it's a little bit more trying. I'm not going to take much water. I'm hoping to fill up creeks along the way. I hope there are creeks along the way. So I don't really want to get into camp Fish Lakes after dark. That's no fun. Headlamps are at the ready though, and the ever-present mosquitoes hopefully will be left behind, but I'm not counting on it.
This is probably going to be our most rushed day of the trip because we went and did the scramble, and now we're not even leaving this camp until 4:30, and we got to push on to the next one. Which is not so bad. I mean, we're do that at the start, and then we can relax later on. Looking forward to supper tonight, though. Gotta wait for a while, another hour and a half, hopefully. And we can shower down and get to the next one. So people have said that there might not be anybody there when we get there, so we might have the place to ourselves. Be awesome, just us and the bears. Here we are at the junction of North Molar and Fish Lakes, and South Molar is the other direction. So we're going to North Molar and Fish Lakes and then onto the Pipestone River. It's 5:30. We might have 8K to go, we're not really sure. It's not listed on the sign. So another good 2.5, 3 hours, something like that. And then we're gonna stop before that and have supper, and then after that we'll be energized and then on to camp, set up, and have a nice deserved rest tonight.
We're getting closer to Molar Pass, and we actually think it might be right up in there. First we just have to cross over this creek and probably stop and get something to eat first. It's about 20 after 6 in the evening, so haven't had lunch. Gotta get my energy back.
Here we are at Molar Pass. We finally made it. It's we've been grogging out a little bit. It's been pretty weary. It's been a long day. The sun just literally shut off about 3 minutes ago, and there's some rain coming. It's been beautiful sun as we've walked up the valley. Very nice. It's quarter to 9. We're looking forward to hiking the 4K down to Fish Lakes and setting up the tent and getting to bed.
That's where we just came from. Molar Pass is right over here in front of us. That's it there. So hopefully this is the last climbing we'll do today.
Now it's raining again. That's good.
So this is end of day 2.
Sunday.
We're at Fish Lakes. We had a very long day today, and we didn't actually get in until it was starting to get dark. We got caught in a rainstorm and had to set up the tent in the rain. And it is now
10 to 12.
So it's just about midnight, and we're just going to bed now. Right now we're just having a scotch or two.
Double rations tonight, boys.
Yeah, double rations. We deserve it. So we'll see you tomorrow morning.
Temperature outside is about +4.
Yeah, it's getting chilly. We're gonna try and sleep in and get some rest. So we'll see you tomorrow. Good morning. This is day 3. It's after 10 in the morning. We slept in quite a bit after our late night last night. The rain stopped. It never really rained in the night, but it did get pretty cold. It was 4 degrees or almost freezing when we went to bed, and I don't know if it dropped after that. Couldn't really tell. Something walked by our tent last night, and it wasn't Graham. Something large, probably just a deer, but can't really be sure. Today I think we're going to try and have breakfast, pack up, and make it to Devon Lakes, and then set up camp there.
That is the plan.
That's the plan. So.
And this log is wet, and now my ass is getting wet.
So we'll show you the rest of the the area as soon as we're got things under control a little bit here. So we're here at the very pretty Fish Lake. I think there's actually 2 Fish Lakes. This is Upper Fish Lake, and it's hemmed in on one side by a bit of a bowl of mountains, and we can see on the other side of the valley, in the direction we're going to be headed off to, that some of the mountains received a bit of snow last night. What we were getting is rain. They were receiving on top as a nice little light dusting of snow. So it's still cool out today. It's nice when the sun's out, but when it's not, the breeze is a bit chilly. But again, when the sun's out, that breeze is just beautiful, keeps the bugs away, and it's really nice. No other people here right now, so it's just us at the moment. We're just about to set up and have our breakfast. Okay, so I brought a pen launcher, flare/bear banger launcher, and I had a bunch of old cartridges. Problem is, I'm not sure if they're flare cartridges or bear bangers. We only ever use bear bangers to scare bears away. We've had to use one a couple times, I think, or once anyways. Yeah. And so there's nobody around right now. got the area to ourselves. We're going to give this a test because I have 3 more with me, and we want to know if we get into a situation with an aggressive bear that we're not actually launching a flare up in the sky, because obviously the bear won't care. So Graham's going to test one of these right now out towards the lake, and we're going to find out if it's a flare or a bear banger. So have at it, Graham. Okay, so just wanted to show you this little bit of a meadow and all these mounds that you see sticking up out of the ground. They're up to a foot, 1.5 feet high, and they're called frost hummocks. And they're actually caused by repeated freeze-thaw cycles over time, and you get these little mounds forming, and they're kind of neat. Sometimes you see them in quite large expanses of them, and if you had to go directly across them, if there was no trail, it would certainly make crossing a field or something a lot tougher. Anyways, that's what they are, frost hummocks. Okay, so we just passed Moose Lake, a very pretty lake. Nothing really there, there are no campsites or anything. The trail just goes by it. Some beautiful meadows near it. And now we're continuing on, and we're going to head up to Pipestone Pass, which is right up there on the horizon, and that's Devon Mountain up to the right of it, and we're going to be tucking in around that and finding our campsite at Devon Lakes. So we are going to continue on, and hopefully we'll be there in 3 or 4 hours. So talk to you then. So we've just made it up almost to Pipestone Pass. It's just another, hopefully, few hundred meters. And this is the Pipestone Valley. And we came up that sort of ledge on the right-hand side there. Beautiful view, nice and green. But we must keep moving on. So all these multiple trails are called trail braiding, where someone steps off the path because it's too mucky or rocky or whatever and starts to walk beside it. Eventually creates their own path. Other people do the same, and everybody keeps creating new paths. And in some places it's really terrible. Here it's not great, but I've also seen worse. This is the far end of Upper Devon Lake, and we think we have to drop through that gap in the middle of the picture to get to Lower Fish Lake, where you're supposed to camp. Beautiful open area up here, and the lake is surrounded by mountains all around. And looking back that way is where we came in, Clearwater Pass, where we'll be headed back out tomorrow. Here we are by Devon Lakes, setting up our tent. It's 9 o'clock, we're getting in later than we liked. Because it's so late, we still have to make dinner and everything else. I'll just do a day review tomorrow morning. So, that's it for now. Have a good night. Good morning. This is day number 4, Tuesday. We got into Devon Lakes last night, and it had been a long day, so I didn't do just a little bit of a review then. So yesterday morning we woke up, and it was quite cold. It was only 4 or 5 degrees when we got up, and it was very cool. We had breakfast and packed up camp, but we didn't get away till late. What time was it? It was around
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock in the afternoon before we started hiking. And yeah, it took us 5.5 hours to get here, I think. Stopped for meal break, and
It took us like 7.5 hours. We didn't
seven
get till 8:30.
7.5 hours. We didn't get here till 8:30 last night, and I was just beat. Very tired. Started to get chilled when we got here. It was fairly cool here too. Last night.
Overcast again.
But I slept better last night. The night before I was pretty chilled. My sleeping bag wasn't quite up to the task. I took my lightweight one, my summer weight bag, but it's supposed to be good down to 0, but the other night when it was plus 4 or 5, I had just about everything I had on, pretty close, and I was still chilled, so a lot warmer last night. Did the old boiling water in the hot water bottle, or the hot water bottle trick, boiling water in a 1 liter Nalgene bottle, seal it up tight and put it in the down by your feet in your sleeping bag, and it seemed to help. Kept my feet from getting too cold. And so we woke up today, and it is, I don't know what the temperature is. It's got to be probably plus 12 already.
Something like that. It's
The
glorious!
sun's out. There's, I mean, those are the only sky clouds you can see. I don't know if you can see them in the video, but they're not much to them. This is, we're not even sure. We think this is Upper Devon Lake. You're only supposed to camp in theory at Lower Devon Lake, but last night as we were hiking along, we didn't even see a trail. We didn't know where to turn off. And then as we started having to come back uphill on the trail to try and find it, I was just beat. We didn't have the energy to go over, and it was starting to get dark. So we just called an audible.
And this is Lower Devon now.
Yeah. I don't know if you can see them behind us, that big rock. might be in the way, Grant. That's where we stored our food. It's the only large rock around. None of the trees here are big enough. We both have ursacks, bear-proof bags, and odor-proof bags, op sacks, and that's what our food is stored in. So we'll have to go check it out. It looks like it's okay and undisturbed, but we'll have to see. And so that's it. Today we think we're probably gonna hike down to the next camp, Siffler. But we may go a little bit farther and make our own campsite. We have to see what the terrain is like and if there's any openings. We saw a fair bit of brush on both sides of the trail yesterday, and if that continues, you can't really camp in that stuff because there's no place to put your tent. So we'll have to see. Yeah, that's it for now. And now I'm going to give you a little bit of a look at what Devon Lakes looks like here. Let us know if there's a bear around, wouldn't you? This is the trail through the Siffler River Valley. At the moment it's pretty good, but at times it's been kind of hard to find it. It's not very well used. So anywhere there's a lot of growth, it tends to cover it up, or muddy spots, trees falling down, etc.
Oh, that is nice.
Here we are now at Dolomite Creek, and the end of the Siffler Valley and the start for us of the Dolomite Valley. Graham is just trying to scope out the creek and see what the crossing would be like. Trying to figure out if we should be camping here tonight or crossing over.
Right by that log there.
We've now arrived at Isabella Lake. We've set up camp wherever we could. We think it's an old horse pasture. I don't think there's any proper campsites here. It is about 8:30. What time is it, Graham?
7 after 9.
Oh, it's just after 9 o'clock, and we're just making supper now. So, we're just making a KD for the two of us, and not only are we using their cheese powder, but we also bought some on the internet with a nice bright orange color like that.
Extra.
How could you go wrong? So we bought
Looks
that.
natural to me.
We're going to throw in some skim milk powder. We put in some dehydrated onion already. And we're going to throw in a can of flakes of ham. Is there anything else?
I'm going to put in some...
where's our oil or whatever that we're going to add?
Oh yeah, look at that.
We also have Graham's special margarine / olive oil mix that we're going to add. Ooh.
This is olive oil / hard margarine. No, soft margarine. You have to shake it together because they separate. Oh,
It's Graham's very own invention. Look at how much he brings.
We got lots for any purposes.
He uses it to brush his teeth. So here's what we're gonna do. Oh, we've just cooked our noodles.
Shake up the secret sauce.
Yeah. And maybe we'll even mix in a few mosquitoes for good measure.
Oh yeah,
There
there's one
we
right there. Can you pick that out? You see him? Little bastard. Got him.
Okay.
There we go. Lots of
Okay,
butter.
we'll
I'm
add
gonna
in
lick
some.
this lid.
I don't know how much skim milk powder we should put in.
I don't know. It's probably good.
Oops. Okay. Now we'll add
Give you this. Two things. We have regular KD.
cheese powder. And then our special internet KD powder. Not
Which
KD
is
powder.
finer and more colorful. I don't know what that means.
It's just cheese powder. Very lovely. Yummy. Okay, that's 3. That's what we did the other night. They weren't quite as heaping, but should add one more, shouldn't we?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, give that a good stir, I think. See how it goes together. There's a bit more water in the ham if we need it. I did find it went a bit clumpy last night. It's kind of doing the same this time.
Might want to add a little bit of liquid to it.
I think you can keep stirring. There's some up here too.
Yeah, your job is to keep holding on to that. Or do you want me to hold
Why
it?
don't you hold that? at that ham. I don't know what that looks like. It looks like something. I'm not going to say what it looks like.
That's the best part of the pig right there. Here, let's see. I'm gonna do this in, yeah, let's rip that right off if we can.
Watch your fingers.
I'm gonna just mince this up in here a little bit. That is just pure grade A Canadian ham. Delicious. Oh, I guess I didn't chop it
Do
up.
you want to hold that lid again? Like that, in case.
Yeah, just in case. Can you imagine this delicacy flying out all over the place? Heads would roll. Oh, trying to dodge mosquitoes while I do this. Okay, that's it. Let's go. Ah.
Okay, where's your plate?
Let me just seal these bags. And I've got a folding plate. Which way is in and which way is out? Side out. So I'm just going to, actually this one's a bowl. Using the bowl. Okay. Why don't you even just tilt that pot if you can?
Okay.
Might be easier for you.
It's hard to tell how much is half. Is that half?
Looks good to me.
Here, I'll give you one more scoop. There you go.
Let's try it.
Nice.
Oh, that is so good. KD should put that recipe on the box.
I'm going to add some fried onions to mine. Do you want any of those, Neil?
I'll pass.
There's not too much fat. They say it's low fat fried onions. And a tiny bit of bacon bits. Because why not? Just a bit.
Got a mosquito in mine already.
So
I'm
the
gonna eat
doctors-
them. I just ate them.
You need a mosquito net for to go over the food. Yeah, much cheesier this time.
So is it worth it? That gets a Neil and Graham 2 thumbs up. Good morning. This is day number 5. We're here at Isabella Lake. There's no real campground. It's a ranger's cabin and surrounding area, and we just kind of set up in the old horse paddock. It's a beautiful lake. We're going to have breakfast and start heading up to Alice Lake shortly. We're told that there's a lot of boggy ground to cover on the southern end of the lake, probably a few kilometers worth, so it could prove to be interesting. And other people have reported that after that, getting up to closer to Dolomite Pass, that we have to cross the creek 5 or 6 times. So that could prove to be interesting as well. So far everything's good. It's a beautiful sunny day, no clouds in the sky. It's warming up nicely. A lot of mosquitoes here though. Last night was probably the most we've had so far. Pretty bad. But mosquitoes aside, it's a beautiful location, and Fantastic looking day. You can see all the peaks lit up right now, and a lot of snow on some of the surrounding peaks still. Looks just beautiful. Fantastic day.
Good mud here. Hey bear! Hey-oh, hey-oh! Bear, bear, bear! We're about 20 or 30 minutes out of our camp at Isabella, and we've hit water coming across the trail already, and there's thick brush, and the trail's lost pretty much. We're just trying to fight through the brush to find the easiest water crossing, because on the flats, just the water spreads out and covers the trail. So we've gone up a little bit deeper into the brush, try to get over more where there's a narrow stream, where it's easier to cross without having to take our boots off. So this is what we're doing. Look at that big hanging glacier up there.
Are you behind this tree here?
Yeah, there's a big glacier underneath them.
Yeah, there's a lot of snow up there, right?
It's amazing that it can form a hanging glacier like that. I mean, there's nothing underneath it. How does it do it?
Well, it just keeps getting pushed down, and eventually gravity takes over and breaks pieces off. But, you know, it's welded itself to the rock and everything around it. It's just like an icicle. It hangs down.
Heavy icicle.
Okay, we're just leaving Isabella Lake behind us now, and heading on up to Alice Lake. It's about another 12 or 13K, something like that. A bit of elevation gain. It's up in a small bowl, up in an alpine environment. This is part of Dolomite Creek. The headwaters are up just a little bit past Alice Lake at Dolomite Pass, and we'll be following this creek all the way up and crossing back and forth over it a number of times. There's a bit of a breeze right now, and thankfully most of the mosquitoes are gone. Beautiful sunny day, great day for hiking.
All right, let's do it.
And even a bad day hiking is still better than a good day at the office. That's what they say. That's fantastic out here. How could it not be?
This is lovely. Better than rain and snow pellets that we had the first couple days.
This creek makes me want to go for a swim. Soak my feet.
But we don't have time. That'll have to wait till Alice Lake. When you get over there, let your momentum carry you to the next bank. Are you ready? Looking so bad.
Walking for a couple hours now, and even though we're getting closer and closer to those mountains, they're getting hazier and hazier, and you can start to smell smoke. Before we left on this trip, there were quite a few very bad forest fires burning, and we've been lucky on our trip up until now that we haven't been able to smell any of them, and we haven't been smoked out, smoky skies, but it looks like that's finally caught up with us. The wind has started to change, and it's starting to bring that smoke into us here now. Hopefully it doesn't get any worse, but I'm guessing that it probably will. Everything just getting hazier and hazier in all directions. Let's see. We've been off trail bushwhacking for the past couple hours now.
Yeah.
We're not sure where the trail is. We think it's still on the other side of the creek. We're trying to find it, but there's some very steep gorges, or a steep gorge with cliffs that are preventing us from getting down to the creek or to the other side. So we're having to do some steep side sloping here and just keep pushing on. Lots of fun, love it.
We're not lost because we know the creek is down to our left.
Okay. You open it. So we're still bushwhacking and came upon this canyon with Dolomite Creek running through it, and it looks like we're gonna have to go up and over the rim of the canyon to our right. Onward ho. Okay, so I don't know how long we've been in the trees for. It's
5 to 5.
It's about 5 o'clock. We've been bushwhacking for hours. I couldn't even tell you how many. We're just coming out now, and it's at the edge of this mountain right beside us. The edge of this rubble pile meets the slope coming down that we were on. The river we're trying to follow is in the background. I felt my tendon go pop in the trees somewhere. It seems okay downhill. Uphill, have to be careful. Pushing off with my toe.
We've run out of water.
Ran out of water hours ago. Back by, well, we should have fueled up at the little waterfall way back there that we stopped to take pictures at and had to cross. But that was hours ago. But it's still good. Loving it.
Yeah, loving it.
Okay, so we finally made it out of the trees, down to the creek, but we're not out of the woods yet. We still have to go 1 kilometer, 2 kilometers off trail beside the creek, hopefully, until we get to the trail and try and figure out what we're going to do. It's starting to get late. We don't know if we're going to make it to Ellis Lake. Gotta be flexible. Sleep at the side of the trail. I don't know. But we got a ways to go, but at least we have water now. My leg hasn't been bugging me, but we've only been going downhill. We'll see what happens when we go uphill, and if that muscle or tendon keeps bugging me. I gotta get some water.
Piece of pie. We finally made it, 4 hours off the trail. And now we're back.
What the hell was that?
The bear spray.
Nice.
I just gotta... I just gotta sniff the bear spray. Ah, the safety catch must have fallen off.
Notice I keep mine on with an elastic.
Come on, come on. It's not so bad, not so bad. Oh, had an accidental discharge of the bear canister when I was kissing the trail because I was so glad to be back on it. Trying to be a bit theatrical too, I must admit. And the bear spray went off and I caught a whiff of it and it's still burning my throat. That was like 5 minutes ago. Now I'm just trying to come up with something to block this so it's not going to go off again. MacGyver something together. We'll see what happens.
And just for the record, I always carry mine in my holster, and as well, you might note, I've got an elastic band holding the safety clip on. It would take no time to get it off, but yet it still prevents it from coming off accidentally. There you go.
So my question is, why didn't you tell me about the elastic band thing?
Graham, some lessons are best learned the hard way, or else you just won't remember them. That's the general direction of where we came from. And starting to get a little bit later. Just did a creek crossing. Luckily we did not have to take off our boots. We managed to just move through some shallow areas. So we believe that that's Dolomite Mountain in the center of the picture. Down below it, right around the shadow line, is Dolomite Pass, in which case we shouldn't really have to gain any or much more elevation after that just to get up there, but we're not actually sure. We have been wrong before. However, we do have these lovely meadows to pass through first, and they are very nice. Okay, day 5 today?
I think it's day 5.
Day 5 summary. We're here, but we're not completely sure where here is. We're at a lake. It's getting dark. It's kind of hard to see. We are both burnt out. Really tough day. Did I say it's 9:30? It's 9:30. This is supposed to be our easiest day. It turns out to be one of our harder days. I still think day 2 was harder after doing a scramble and then humping our full packs up to Fish Lakes. That was really tough. We got in at 10 o'clock. This was hard. It really really tested us a bit more because we were doing all our off-trail scrambling and not wasted 3 or 4 hours, set us behind. All we're doing is we're setting up our tent, we're going to sleep, we're gonna drink and water and rehydrate and try and eat a power bar so we have some calories and don't get too cold in the night. Try and find a place to put our bear bags, our ursacks. We stayed on the west side of Dolomite Creek, almost all the way up from Isabella Lake. It was interesting, it was great, it was fun, but it's just really tiring and wears you out. And when my my calf, my muscle or tendon popped on me, anytime after that I kind of stepped or used my toe to force to lift me up, really hurt bad, and so I've been trying to avoid that. My other foot, I got a bad blister, also hurts when I go uphill. Graham's one knee is bugging him when he goes downhill. We're a real fine pair. Probably a bit dehydrated now, haven't eaten enough. But all in all, a good day.
Our spirits are up, yes.
We still have some rum. Yeah.
Yeah, we still have some rum.
We have rum left.
Forgot about that. We're
probably one shot and I'm under the table. I'm so dehydrated, I gotta start drinking.
Why don't you have something to drink right now?
Gotta get the tent set up because it's gonna be dark soon. And we'll be doing all this in the dark. Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow morning, day 6. End of trip, great fun. Later. Morning. This is day number 6, our final day. We're going to be hiking out this morning back to the Helen Lake trailhead. It's not where our car is, so once we're there we're going to have to hitchhike back to our vehicle at the Mosquito Creek trailhead about 9 or 10 kilometers away, and if that doesn't work we're going to have to do a carjacking and just take a car. If all else fails, we will stand by the side of the road and try to look like people in distress who absolutely need a ride and need to be taken somewhere to help. In our current condition, we shouldn't have much trouble achieving that look. So, onward ho. The mountains are calling, and I must go.
Get up in the morning, scan for bears. See no bears.
Off in the distance, that's the pass that we just came over. And it's Helen Lake on the left-hand side. So we've reached the trailhead for Helen Lake. Graham's gone and gotten the vehicle and retrieved it with the assistance of a nice young couple who gave him a ride back to the other trailhead.
Jordan and Fran from New York. They drove all the way out here, do some hiking and stuff, and then they're going to Montana for a week, and then they're driving back to New York. Awesome people.
That ends our 6-day trip. Doing a complete loop of the backcountry of Banff. I'm pretty beat.
Yes, we're both pretty beat. We stink very much.
I don't, he does.
I stink very much, and I think he does.
And finishing weight for my pack was 35 pounds. It started out just over 50. Too heavy.
Mine was 39 pounds. It was the same weight as Neil's, 52 pounds to start.
And I'm ready to go get a burger now.
Get some food, yeah.
I'm
Cleaning
starving.
can wait. Food is more important.
Unbelievable. Very well done, sir. Thank you all very much for being here. This is truly a wonderful event. It reminds us all that we are truly one HKS. This is the first of many years to come. Have a wonderful night.